Going on with chapter 11, we're now going to talk about, we talked about positive and negative after images. We're going to look at retinal disparity and convergence. Retinal disparity means that in all reality, your both eyes see everything just a little bit differently, especially on the lateral aspect of it. This allows you, with the two different images, to form a three-dimensional image, which allows you to, gives you the depth perception. If you cover your left eye, you look straight ahead, you won't see you won't see as much of the peripheral, the same as if you cover your right eye. Images overlap in the center. The brain connects them into one seamless vision, and thus you get your depth perception. Now, as the object moves, you have what they call convergence. Convergence is the simultaneous inward movement of both eyes toward each other in order to maintain the binocular division. The retinal disparity gives you a binocular division. Convergence maintains it so that as you're focusing in and focusing out, you can keep everything in focus and in perspective. It's mediated by the medial rectus muscle, and its type is a divergence of eye movement. Going on, we're looking at visual processing. Visual processing is really, for visual processing is going on for visual processing. Visual processing is the ability to process the information that comes in from the eyeball. The eyes look and the brain sees. Visual processing takes place whether you have bad vision or 20/20 vision. If you can't process the image, you're going to have problems. We process pretty much from the top down, and that's, or in our society, left to right also, and it makes a huge difference in the way that you see a picture. In the lab, you're going to look at a picture of Margaret Thatcher and in different directions, especially when you turn it upside down. Also, I believe we have the one of the beautiful woman and the old hag. That's visual processing. That is how the brain interprets the information that comes in from the eyes. There's various types of visual processing. Visual closure. If you're missing if you miss a feature, a face, you might not know what it is. Difficulty can see so extreme that even a missing facial feature could render the face unrecognizable by a child. Visual spatial relationships, handwriting, things of that sort. Form discrimination, they can't tell what type of forms. Visual discrimination, can't tell the difference between similar objects, or visual memory, the ability to picture something. Those are all examples of problems with visual processing. Now, another thing that we look at is nystagmus and strabismus. Nystagmus is a problem with the extrinsic muscles of the eye and the ability for it to essentially stay focused or stay looking at what you're looking at. A nystagmus is an uncontrollable movement of the eye, maybe side to side, up and down, or rotary. The term dancing eye or wandering eye would maybe used to describe nystagmus. Involuntary nystagmus can be can be part of a neurological problem, and that has to be distinguished from the small eye movements of the eye that occur normally. Your eyeball sweeps when you look. It sweeps back and forth over the picture, painting the picture on the retina, and your brain interprets it that way. But if you have problems where you have the wandering eye or the dancing eye, that's much greater and a whole different set of problems. If the eye gets bad enough that the brain cannot correlate what's coming in from the two eyes, the eye with the nystagmus, the eye that's wandering, the eye that's moving, will eventually be ignored. And this is called strabismus. And at that point you become blind. Functionally, you're blind. You may be able to see the light gathering, the optic nerve, all that is still working, but since the brain can interpret it, you become essentially blind in that eye. Okay, I think that does it for Chapter 11. So this will be Chapter 11, Part 2, unless I can get it all back and splice it back into one. Thank you very much. Good luck on your quiz.